Hi everybody. Well, we're back doing another Sunset Beach Resurrection update, and we've got our signs up, and we got a temporary fence here with some fishnet to keep the dogs and the kids and the goats and the cows and who knows what off of the main lot. This is the main lot here, and this is the actual Sunset Beach side. So we've got some progress here. We have been getting the tables, working on them. We've got all of the benches made. I'm not sure in the last update we had benches made, but we got all the benches made. We sprayed them with a bamboo beetle and termite resistant or repellent. We sprayed the tops up here of the cabana with termite and bamboo beetle repellent. It may have been poison them, I don't know. I hope it does, because I don't want to just move them to my neighbor's house. But anyway, we just got the table completed just today. Not 10-15 minutes ago they completed the table, so it's looking good. We've got to, I have to spray it too with the bamboo beetle and termite repellent. And also, you may have noticed these lights up here. These lights, I'm just hanging these up here. These are actually lights for the gate. So I got to put those on the gate, and I'll show you the gate. We're actually doing some work on that. On the other side, they've got the cement columns in the ground, and getting them all set up. The tubes here are full of cement. So hopefully tomorrow they'll be dry enough that they can start working on this table here. We had to specially buy bamboo because we couldn't get any straight bamboo, but we bought these here. We actually went down to a bamboo shop that makes bamboo furniture, and he's got a bamboo forest. He actually has a forest, and he gets all of his bamboo from there. And so we got these two pieces here. They're actually 12 foot long, but they'll cut a foot off of them, and they'll be 10 feet long for the table. The table's 10 feet by 4 feet. And likewise, we sprayed the inside of this with the bamboo beetle and termite repellent. And the other thing we've done is, you know, we need lighting for the volleyball court here and the beach. And so we, on our poles that we had installed, we put these light fixtures up there. We still got to get the electrical run and that, and put light bulbs in them, but we mounted those to these poles. We have you know, like a fence post, but a little bit beefier. Right there, you can see it behind that coconut tree. And then a galvanized 2 or 2.5 inch pipe coming out, heavy duty. That thing weighs a ton. And it's the same thing over here on the other side of the beach. We got this one, this beach light. So basically this light's going to light up this half of the beach here. You can see it there. And that light's going to light up this side of the beach. So got plenty of lighting for volleyball, and hopefully the light won't be in people's eyes. It might be a little bit, but we'll see. We're at low tide right now, and the sun's kind of going down on Sunset Beach. Let's go over to the other side. This is the main lot here, and like this side of the property is called Sunset Beach. This side over here is called Paradise, and it's actually Paradise Resort. And so the actual name of the whole thing is Paradise Resort at Sunset Beach. So once we build, and you'll see that we put 2 gates in here. One set of gates here, and one set of gates down there. These gates here is actually where, I mean, after all this is done, we're not going to have, you know, coconut wood fence here. We're going to have a nice fence. But these gates will open to the, if these motorcycles go by, will open to the beach resort where the bungalows will be. These 2 gates here will open to the driveway where the house will be. So these gates are for the house, and we'll go through here now and kind of show you some more stuff. Again, this is the fishnet stuff that we use. We just bought some fishnet. There's plenty of fishing and fishnet around. There's also 2 kinds of fishnet here too. This green stuff, you see, this is a little bit thin, and I didn't know it, but they have thicker, heavier stuff. So for this other work we got, I went ahead and sprang the extra money to get the heavy duty stuff so it'll really last. But as you can see, we put up a fence on this side of the property. And again, I mean, the cement columns are not temporary, but all the rest of the stuff is. Just to, again, keep the goats, the cows, the kids, strangers, anybody wandering in here. And because once we start the construction, we're going to also be storing a lot of materials. I mean, we may have 500 bags of cement here. We may have, you know, 100, 200 pieces of, you know, rebar, or as they call it, kabelia. You know, who knows, coconut lumber, all kinds of stuff. So we got to build a storage shed right back over here in this corner. Let's walk over there and I'll show you kind of what we're doing next after the tables are done. We're going to build a storage shed here. I got to come in and weed whack. I wasn't able to weed whack here. I weed whacked the rest of this. You can see it's all cut down. I kind of go around some of these flowers. Just, I don't know why, I'm kind of partial to flowers. But right here, we're going to have about 12 or probably 12 foot by maybe 16, 18 feet, probably 16, some multiple of construction lumber number. You know, sheets of plywood stuff come in 4 by 8, so you have to have a multiple of 4, so that would be 12, and 16 is also a multiple of 4, so probably about 12 by 16, just so we don't have to cut any of the materials and there's no waste. And so we'll have a storage shed here, you know, all walled with a, you know, big door to get in and out of. There we will also there's the fence there. So if you want to kind of see how long this fence is, we got about 200 feet of property from back there all the way to the front gate, or the front property line, and then on that side, of course, we own Sunset Beach. So we own the beach property and this big lot. The house will actually be over here. So this coconut tree you see right here, that's actually, according to my plans at this point in time, will be the center of the house. So if we're at the kind of the front of the property here, half of the house will be over here and half of that will be over here, and this coconut tree will kind of, you know, be landscaping, kind of a landscaping element, let's say that. So in the center, kind of you know, making a tropical statement, I guess you could say. And I think you guys have seen this one before, but this is a malunggay tree, and somebody keeps stripping all the leaves off because they use these in soups. This is the most nutritious plant on earth, so it's got more calcium than milk and phosphorus, all kinds of stuff. It's just loaded. But it is the most nutritious plant on earth. You just take those leaves. We're going to start juicing them now that we got the fence up and nobody can come here and strip these. We're going to start throwing those in our juice. I got a couple more of those plants, and this stuff just grows wild here. I've got guava trees. I got like 6 or 8 guava trees growing wild. I don't think you can probably see one from here, but I'll just walk over there real quickly and I'll show you a guava tree. We can juice those too. Those are like a sweet fruit. They got kind of, you know how pears, especially when they're green, they got kind of like that gritty kind of little nodules in them. Well, guava has seeds and they're kind of like that, but they don't really taste like a pear. But this is a guava tree growing wild. This is a guava tree here growing wild. Problem is I'm going to have to cut these down or try to transplant them because this is where the bungalow is going to go, one of the bungalows. And I'll kind of back up here and try not to point the camera down. When I do that, you only see the ground. I started noticing that. There's a lot of times I'm walking around, I'm pointing the camera down. But yeah, roughly, and I don't know if you can see, there's a little piece of rebar stuck in the ground over there. It's going to be roughly 18 feet wide, almost 30 feet deep, and then 2 stories high. That's my dream one. Initially, I may not be able to do that because I really got to focus on having money to build my house. So I may kind of go low budget on this with cocoa wood and bamboo and make it real tropical, you know, looking, but not ultra modern and cement and all that stuff. So we've also been cutting a couple of trees down here. We got power lines up here. I don't know, yeah, I think you can see them now. Power lines. Well, the trees were kind of going into those power lines, so if there's ever a big storm, when the tree falls down, it knocks the power lines down and all power goes out. So we've been kind of cutting these guys down. I'm trying to experimenting with stump burning, but as you can see, they're still too green. And so we get that all cleared out so that if there is a storm, you know, we're not the people knocking everybody's power out. Here's one of the trees right here that we cut down. There's a couple more back there. We got, I think we got 3 trees that we chopped down, 3 or 4 trees. We also, because we have water to the property, but in the Philippines, especially on this island, the water may not run, but it may start having pressure about 10 or 11 p.m. at night. So to mix your cement, you want to mix it in fresh water, not salt water, because if you mix it in salt water, it'll cause your rebar to rust. And when rebar rusts, it expands and cracks all your cement, and your house falls apart basically in a year or so. So you have to mix it with fresh water. You also have to make your cement with river sand, not with ocean sand. Ocean sand's full of salt. Again, you're right back to the salt problem. So you have to truck in river sand for mixing your cement. Now we've got a kind of a thing here. See this land right here, this is all beach sand. If you pull all these weeds up and dig down a foot or so, it's nothing but almost like white sand. And that's what we were doing here. So we were using some of this, but this is there's no salt in this because it's been rained on for, you know, 10,000 years and washed all the salt out of this. And so this sand is okay to use. However, you wind up with a hole in your ground, and it was okay here because I wanted to see where the solid ground was, how deep down, you know, because we got to set our footings of our house on solid, you know, ground, rock preferably. Well, we went down about 6 feet and we got to like a decomposed granite. If you're from Arizona or California, a lot of the ground there is like decomposed granite. It's granite that over time has just kind of decomposed, and it's kind of grainy, gravelly type stuff. So that's what we hit down there. Not quite solid rock, but about 6 feet down. So you know, if we want our footings on that, we got to go 6 feet down. So we also got some more bamboo. This one was originally for the fence here. We got a bunch of pieces for that. And then the guy needed to bring just a few more pieces, but he said, why don't I just bring you a whole load of 20 pieces? And I said, yeah, let's do it. So we got bamboo for future needs. It's right here, and we don't have to, you know, order and wait, you know, maybe a day or two, slowing up the, you know, the men from getting their work done. So here's the end of the fence here. And we're going to have to probably, I don't know if I'm going to put a gate here or just continue the fence on here. My property technically ends here, and then this is a mangrove swamp, so this is like a natural preserve, kind of like a protected area here in the Philippines. But I ran this fence post back here. If it's made out of bamboo, they don't throw a fit. If it's made out of cement, they kind of go, well, that's a permanent structure. So you can make unpermanent structures in these areas near the ocean and stuff, but you can't make permanent ones. Well, there's my property stone right there. So I'm kind of walking a technical line here to be able to put that piece there. I know the bottom's cement and the top is bamboo, but hopefully that's enough bamboo that they'll go, oh yeah, that's temporary. And they won't throw a fit if anybody comes out and, you know, wants to see what's happening here. So I may put a gate here too. We don't know. So anyway, that's. Oh, there's one more thing. I forgot to show you the front of the gate. This is actually where the men work and strip all the bamboo down for the tables. You can see this is for the other table. They take and clean this all off. It was green. They strip it all off. That helps it dry out. And I don't know what else stripping it does, but they seem to strip everything. And that's what all these shavings are. If you ever want to start a fire, throw some of these shavings in, and that stuff lights up like like gasoline. It just really, I don't know, it burns really fast, but also sparks, throws embers up in the air. So if you got a bunch of NEPA roof around there, you might not want to do it, because embers will fly up, float, and land on your NEPA roof, and it might catch it on fire. So just be cautious. So as you see, we're walking down the fence line, but we got our, you saw our construction sign up there, danger zone. Now we got one on this side here, keep people out, because what the deal is, now that we've got the tables built and stuff, people will just invite themselves in the evenings when we're not here to, you know, watch this, and they'll come here, and it's a Filipino tradition. Any payday, any evening where you got a few extra bucks and you got you want to buy some beer and your buddies and stuff sit around and drink, they'll come over here and they'll sit down and they'll start drinking on my beach. Well, they have to pay to drink on my beach, and I'm not here to collect the money. So, and they'll mess it up. They'll spill beer on there. Who knows? They'll be opening scallops and get messy stuff all over the table. But anyway, as you can see, we got the tables built. We got that plywood on top here because they're cleaning up the cement work around the top here, smoothing it out, making it look nice and neat. He's kind of using a paintbrush with water to just kind of smooth it all out, make it look really nice. The other thing that we got is, well, both tables are built. So this one is built here, and all the chairs, as you saw in the previous video, they're all done. We've sprayed them with the termite repellent and bamboo beetle repellent. So this is kind of a finished table here. It's 4 feet wide and 10 feet long. We've also got some solar lights that we're going to put up here. We're going to put the little solar panels outside of here in a couple locations, and then 2 solar lights for now, because we don't have electricity now. But if we want to, you know, personally, me and Lindy and our friends come out here, have a barbecue, and you know, enjoy the beach, then we'll have lighting at night. So the other thing that's happening is, you see all this building materials and stuff. Well, we can't have barbecues and parties for anybody until all this stuff. See, this is all cocoa lumber and bamboo and stuff. That's all cocoa lumber, and it's called plain sheet. It's just a thin galvanized metal sheet, like sheet metal, but it's very thin. They use that for all the forms and stuff. And we got rolls of it all over here. We got cement bags underneath that tarpaulin. Bamboo strips for putting stakes in the ground, and this little bench here to stand on, and that thing there to stand on. And so there's a lot of stuff. We got rebar, or cabillia as they call it here, on the ground here. We got cocoa lumber here. So all this, once we get all this stuff cleaned up, and when I say clean up, I mean we actually have to move it over to the main lot. So what we're doing right now, and remember, this is the gate for the Paradise Resort at Sunset Beach, and this is the gate for the house, the final house, not the well. We've also come up with a temporary house design. It's going to be over there, like I showed you in the previous video, and it's going to be like a maybe like a Tahitian style with a sharp roof. It's going to be 2 stories, but the upstairs is going to be like a loft, and that's where the bedroom is, and it's going to just be the back half. Will be the 2nd story, but it'll be overlooking, you know, the 1st floor living area and that. And covered it up, moved all of our building materials here, because all this building materials, all this called plain sheet. It's just a thin sheet metal, like 22, 24 gauge. Our cement's under there to keep it dry. That's our some bamboo and some cocoa wood, or coconut tree wood, actually lumber from coconut trees. And back there is some of the forms that we use to do our do the stuff over at Sunset Beach. On top is some extra NEPA for the roof. So, and these are bamboo sticks for stakes and stuff that we used. This is the material. Actually, this is our first attempt at a sifter We're going to sift all the sand on the beach through this. It's a little fishnet kind of a thing. You see that little holes, and we'll throw all the dirty sand on top of this, shake it, all the clean sand will fall through, and all the trash and rocks and bottle caps and plastic will stand outside. Then we'll dump that over into our fire pit. So we got this guy up here, and that seemed to work. There's a pretty good rain the other day, and it looks like maybe going to rain in a little bit here, so we're kind of want to get this video where the rain starts coming down. But down here at the end we built a gate. So they built a little traditional Filipino gate. I told them we'd put a wave in here, but they don't understand waves, so they understand this design, so they did this themselves, this little pattern here. But this is a gate that we can, in case we're down here at this end and we need to get to the other side of the fence, we don't have to walk all the way down there and out that gate and all the way back down here. We just go out this gate here, and it's got a little Filipino doorknob. We just slide this down and the gate pops open, and voila, welcome to my paradise. If they're welcome. They're not welcome, then they can't come in here. Here's an old property stone that we moved. I mean, it needs to be on our side because I own that. So anyway, here's the property stone for where we, our property, actually the corner of our property there. So I kind of went a little bit beyond that, building this gate just to keep people out. And from going up around, we'll fill that in with a bunch of stuff later. With a bunch of oops, trying to close the doorknob with the wrong end. But people can actually walk around there, but eventually this will all grow back, and that's real nasty kind of stuff you don't want to walk through. It'll kind of scratch you up a little bit. So once that fills in this hole, we'll kind of have a secure yard here. We're building a gate right here for the beach to keep the dogs and cats and everything out. And this is half of it here. And the other half, I'll show you the other half. It's over here. It's kind of temporarily standing in place. It's not finished yet, or mounted, I guess you'd say. And it's not really going to mount. It's going to hang, which I'm just going to hang it on the existing fence, and then pick it up when it's open, and just hang it actually down at the end of the fence. So here you can see, here's the fence here, or the gate, I'm sorry, gate, right here. This is the other side here. So we're also going to cut like the way that goes up like that and then down like that. So, to continue with the wave theme because we're at the beach. But I'm going to rig up this 8mm rebar here like this. We're going to wrap it around these poles here, wrap it around here, run it up here, wrap it around this one, and then make a hook that hooks over here. It'll actually be here. It'll hook here. It'll just hang on here, and then there'll be the same thing hanging on here, and then there'll be the same thing at this end, right here and right here, those hooks that will hang. And so we'll just literally pick this gate up, walk it down to that end, the far end down here, and hang it on that bamboo pole, the bamboo runner here. And that's where the gate will be when we're open. And the reason is we couldn't figure out really how to make a gate here, and the reason we can't is because of this angle. You see, the sand goes up here, this goes uphill, and you can't have a gate that swings and goes up, like that. Gates have to swing on a flat surface. So we're just going to pick these up and hang them down there.
Bugat ka tulod ang mag-alsa de ana. Isod ang hook. Sibog pi. That's work. That's it.
Did you see the roof has to come out to here? This is the end of the roof here. So this is the end of the roof here. This is the roof. So it comes from there. Honey, tell all of them it comes from there down here to 8 feet. Tell them right here. 8 feet. 8 feet. So tarpaulin to 8 feet, and then a bar across.
8 feet diri ang hali ganito niya. Night ang kapal butaylo.
Yeah. 8 feet high. So yeah. So. Tell all of them this bar's okay, but still, this has to be 8 feet and one more has to go across 8 feet.
You're gonna transfer this to that 8 feet.
Yeah. Okay. And again, that's what happens. That's how you have to translate and get this thing done. My translator is not actually a very good translator because she says what she wants to say, and she doesn't say what I want to say. Listen to this.
Because some other workers don't know that that's only
why
the master carpenter will tell to the master carpenter.
So there's your Filipino Backtalk. If you've ever seen Filipino Backtalk, that's a classic example right there. So
don't post that in the
now she doesn't want me to show the real Filipino Backtalk. Oh, I didn't tell you about the Superman dog dive. So anyway, I've got this kind of nylon fishnet here, and see right here, you can see it's really thin, but it keeps the dogs and stuff out of where we do our landscaping, or that's the intention. What happens is there's a little golden blonde-haired dog that takes and does a Superman dive through this, and he knocks a hole in it because it's kind of thin and lightweight, but he's knocking a hole in it, and then he goes in here in his own little private lounge and digs holes and lays down in the cool sand. So I mean, he literally runs with his feet out and dives through there and knocking a hole in it, falls, shakes himself off and digs a hole and you know, hangs out there during the day. So he thinks he's got a little private lounge there, but I'm going to put the kibosh to that pretty quickly. So anyway, I guess that's it for now. So we'll leave you with a shot of the sunset at Sunset Beach, and we will be back with more. And bye for now. All right, the other thing I forgot to show you is that we cleared all the weeds off the beach last night. We were here till midnight, and a lot of this stuff we do at night, Lindy and I, because it's really cool. You know, you're not out here in the sun. It's not really that hot now, but still, you know, you're in the sun. So on a cloudy day it'd be okay, but we raked all the seaweed up here into piles. We gotta put these on tarpaulin and carry them over and put them on our fire pile. But see, the beach is all cleared off, not cleaned yet. We still gotta build little sifters and sift all this sand. See, we still got rocks and stuff and cement and who knows, I mean, they threw a bunch of nails down there, which is definitely a no-no. But what we do, we're going to build a little rectangle thing from bamboo, and see, this is a filter. This is what we're going to sift all the sand through on the beach, through this wire here. And it's very small holes, maybe less than 1/4 inch, 3/16, something like that, inch holes. You can see it's small compared to my hand. and that'll clean out all the crap, all rocks and stuff like that, and nails and pieces of glass, whatever might still be here. So we'll have to rake all over the place, clean it up, dump all that on that sifter, shake it, you know, back and forth, and get it all cleaned out. Oh, here's our solar lights here. Honey, why aren't these solar lights in the sun? I mean, you have to turn it around. So anyway, these are our solar lights. We can charge these things like this. It's really bright. There's a high and a low beam on them, and they really do a good job, and last about 6 hours on low beam size, maybe 8 hours. I don't know, roughly that size. So that's our little solar powered things, and we hook one down here at this end of the cabana. I'm getting inside here. One at that cross beam, and one at this cross beam, and they light up this whole cabana really nicely. Really nice glow. So anyway, there's our solar charging station right here. You saw it first on my paradise on Bantayan Island. So anyway, I guess that's it for now. So we shall see you again soon. Bye.